Write the following functions as a power series and find the interval of convergence. Today we have 5 examples. 1 over 1 minus 3x, 3x squared over 1 plus 8x cubed, 7x over 6 minus x, 1 over bracket 1 plus 3x bracket to the power 2, and natural logarithm bracket 4 minus x bracket. To find the solution, we'll manipulate the formula. The summation from n equals 0 to infinity, t to the power n equals 1 over 1 minus t, when absolute value of t is less than 1. Now, first example. One over 1 minus 3x equals the summation of 3x to the power n equals 3 to the power n x to the power n. But why? This form is very similar to this form. This form is very similar because numerator is 1 and numerator is 1. Denominator 1 minus, denominator 1 minus. We replace t with 3x. Because of that, in this place we have 3x. Now we find interval of convergence. We know this equation is true when absolute value of t is less than 1. In our example, is similarly. We replace t with 3x and we substitute in this place. Now we have absolute value of 3x is less than 1. We divide it by 3 and we obtain absolute value of x is less than 1 over 3. And finally we have interval of convergence minus 1 over 3, 1 over 3. Now we have next example. Three x squared over 1 plus 8x cubed. This form is not similar to this form. We have to convert. Now I write 3x squared times 1 over 1 minus bracket minus 8x cubed bracket. This form is similar to this form because numerator is 1, numerator is 1, denominator is 1 minus, denominator is 1 minus. Now I replace t with minus 8x cubed and I substitute in this place. Three x squared I rewrite, and now the summation from n equals 0, infinity, minus 8x cubed bracket to the power n. We can see 3x squared doesn't depend on n. Because of that, I can write the summation 3x squared. 3x squared is inside of summation, and minus 8x cubed to the power n is minus 8 to the power n times x to the power 3n. And finally, I have the summation from n equals 0 to infinity 3 times minus 8 to the power n times x to the power 3n plus 2. Now I find the interval of convergence. We replace t with minus 8x cubed, and I write absolute value of minus 8x cubed is less than 1. Now I divide by 8 and obtain absolute value of x cubed is less than 1 over 8. And finally, I have absolute value is less than 1 over 2. In conclusion, our interval of convergence is minus 1 over 2, 1 over 2. Now we have example C, 7x over 6 minus x. This form is not similar to this form. Numerator is not 1. Denominator is 1 minus t. In our example, 6 minus x. We have to convert. Firstly, I write 7x times 1 over 6 minus x. Now I write 7x times 1 over 6 bracket 1 minus 6 over 6 bracket, and I write 7 over 6 x times 1 over 1 minus x over 6. This form, this fraction is similar to this form. And now we can write. 7 over 6x times the summation x over 6 to the power n, because we replace t with x over 6. 7 over 6x doesn't depend on n. Because of that, I write 7 over 6 inside the sum. And I have the summation from n equals 0 to infinity 7 over 6x times 1 over 6 to the power n times x to the power n. And I obtain the summation from n equals 0 to infinity 7 over 6 to the power n plus 1 times x to the power n plus 1. Now the interval of convergence. Now the interval of convergence. We replace t with x over 6 again, and we write absolute value x over 6 is less than 1. It implies absolute value of x is less than 6. In conclusion, minus 6 is the interval of convergence. And now next example. 1 over in bracket 1 plus 3x to the power 2. It's not difficult to prove that this function is derivative of this product. In denominator we have 1 plus 3x. Now denominator is 1 minus bracket minus 3x bracket. We replace t with minus 3x and we can write 1 over 3 the summation from n equals 0, infinity, minus 3x to the power n, and secondly derivative. And now we calculate derivative. But first, this summation we write as the sum 1 and summation from n equals 1 to infinity. Because 1 is the result when n equals 0. Minus 3x to the power 0 is 1. Derivative of 1 is 0. Derivative of minus 3x to the power n is minus 3x to the power n minus 1 times n times minus 3, because derivative of minus 3x is minus 3. One over 3 is constant. It doesn't depend on n. Because of that, I can write the summation 1 over 3 times minus 3 times n times minus 3 to the power n minus 1 times x to the power n minus 1. In conclusion, we have the summation from n equals 1 certainly to infinity minus n minus 3 to the power n minus 1 times x to the power n minus 1. And now interval of convergence. We replace t with minus 3x, and we have absolute value of minus 3x is less than 1. In conclusion, our interval is minus 1 over 3, 1 over 3. Now we have example natural logarithm of bracket 4 minus x bracket. It's not difficult to prove that natural logarithm of 4 minus x is equal to integral of minus 1 over 4 minus x dx. I change the form of the denominator, and now I write 4 times 1 minus x over 4. Numerator was minus 1, now minus 1 times 1. Minus 1 over 4 is constant. Because of that, minus 1 over 4 is in front of integral, and our integrand is 1 over 1 minus x over 4. Now we replace t with x over 4, and we have minus 1 over 4 integral the summation from n equals 0 to infinity x over 4 bracket to the power n dx. After conversion, we have the summation 1 over 4 to the power n times x to the power n. And now integrate. Integrate of x to the power n is 1 over n plus 1 times x to the power n plus 1. 1 over 4 to the power n is constant, we rewrite. Minus 1 over 4, we rewrite. And secondly, plus c, constant of integration. And now we calculate c. We see substitute x equals 0 and we obtain natural logarithm of 4. In this place x equals 0, it means 0 to the power n plus 1. The summation is 0. We have natural logarithm 4 equals 0 plus c. It implies c equals natural logarithm of 4. In conclusion, natural logarithm of 4 minus x equals the summation from n equals 0 to infinity minus 1 over 4 to the power n plus 1 times 1 over n plus 1 times x to the power n plus 1 plus natural logarithm of 4. Now, interval of convergence. Absolute value of x over 4 is less than 1 because we replace t with x over 4. It implies absolute value of x is less than 4. And finally, we have minus 4 for this is interval of convergence.